commission deals do not scale. Commission deals are not the way to go. Okay. And I would argue that I swear to you, it's harder. Like if you think you're going to get a commission deal and convert it into a flat fee deal, you are on some crazy drugs. It's not going to happen. Okay. Just like the analogy I used, give some kids some sweets, then they have dinner. You're going to flip it on them. Oh, Mr. Business Owner, I'm going to give you no risk, all the leads. You don't have to do it. And you only got to give me 15%. And there's no skin in the game for you. Sound good? Boom. 3 months later, yeah, actually, I'm going to make you do a flat fee. And by the way, if you don't close, you are coming out of pocket and it's on you and I make money and you don't. Good luck. Okay. Good luck on that sale. Okay. Commission deals are not the game. Okay. Just so you guys know. And this is from experience for somebody that's done it. Okay. Ryan Hale says, agreed. I've tried and it doesn't work. What I'm saying is that at the end of the day, the question isn't, do they work or do they not? In some situations, it can work. The question is, can you scale? Can you make legit real money? And the answer is no. The answer is no, because you can't control it. Even if you could control the amount of leads that come in, which you still don't have completely in your control, right? Because we have, the organic rankings are changing and ads are changing. And of course, Google My Business is changing and the recession is here and the weather's changing. So we don't have complete control over that. But even if you did, if you can't control what's being closed, then it's out of your control. And it's like, you're just gambling. And how can you make a decision to hire, to grow, to scale, to do any of these things? You can't. Okay. So commission's out. Okay. Now let's talk about pay per lead really quick, because everyone's thinking, and on paper, that's the model that makes the most sense. It's what I thought. Okay. So I kind of inherently, guys, when I started, I knew commission wasn't the game. I've done exactly one commission deal and I did it for 1 month, and it was a window cleaning company. And what happened is I hit them up. They were like, oh, we're good at closing, which is what everybody says. And I was like, no, sorry. And so they said, okay, well, let's do this. And I don't know if I was just desperate. I don't know if I was just tired. But basically, we agreed to a deal where we did 1 month of flat fee, and then we did 1 month of commission. So we kind of met in the middle. And I worked with them for 2 months. It's done. Like we didn't go anywhere. It wasn't good. It was garbage. Okay. And I've never done a deal like that since. Okay. So let's quickly talk about pay per lead. So what about pay per lead, guys? Everyone thinks pay per lead is the best model. And guys, on paper, it sounds amazing. 2018, I thought pay per lead was how I was going to win this game. Pay per lead on paper makes the most sense. Why? Well, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, pay per lead meaning every time a lead gets sent to a business owner, you get paid. It's based on how many leads you can get. On paper, this sounds the best because it looks like the perfect scenario for you, for you as the marketer, to go and write your own paycheck. And I remember thinking, man, this is the way I want to do it because I have control. I'm willing to like bet on myself, and I'll put in the SEO and we'll do this. And heck, even if I got to go into Facebook groups and send them leads and do this kind of stuff, I'll hustle. And I believed in myself. And so I thought pay per lead is a model. I'm like, as long as I can get a decent pay per lead, amount, then I'll be good. And literally on paper, it looks amazing because you're like, well, there's unlimited upside, right? But for easy numbers, let's say I'm getting $100 per lead. Well, if I just add another 10 leads this month, I just gave myself $1,000 a month raise. Right? It sounds so good. Okay. I made this mistake. And here's what happens. You're going to get the deal. It's harder to close than a commission deal, but it's typically easier to close than a flat fee deal, in my experience. Okay. Because you can tell them, hey, you're only going to pay for what you get, blah, 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 blah. And you have to do a couple things. You have to make sure, hey, well, let's agree what is an actual lead, right? This person, they're on the phone this long. They need one of the services I offer. They're in my area, whatever. That's fine. You can agree. These are all the safeguards you put up. But here's what's going to happen. Business owners most often don't know what they're doing. That's the reality. We're working with local business owners. So you're going to start sending leads, and all of a sudden, Sherry, the secretary, is going to start missing calls because you got stuck in traffic, right? You're going to get to the end of the month, and you're going to send over an invoice. Let's say it's for $2,000. You send over 20 leads at $100 a month, at $100 a lead, and you're going to get this email back or this voicemail back says, hey, let's get on a Zoom. let's go ahead and talk about these leads. I think you got this incorrect. It shouldn't be, $2,000. By the way, you've already spent time calculating how many leads, how much it costs, sending the invoice, etc. Okay, so you already wasted time. Then the business owner is going to go through and they're going to basically try to get to pay. They're going to try to pay for as few leads as possible. Okay, they're going to tell you they're going to be fair with you. They're going to try to pay for as few leads as possible because they're humans and they don't want to pay for something that doesn't work for them. That's just what they're going to do. So they're going to kick out their red pencil. They're going to start marking, yeah, this one, this one, this one, this one. And what you're going to find is that maybe on 3 of those, little old Sherry came into work late or was late after lunch. She didn't answer the call. She was busy. She was on Facebook. She was watching the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, whatever she was doing. She missed some calls. Whose fault is that? You're going to go, dude, that's not my fault. I sent you the lead. So who share, so then what do? You want to blame Sherry? You find out Sherry is the business owner's mother-in-law. Guess who's going to win that one? Not you. Okay. So you can't blame Sherry. So now all of a sudden, not only have you wasted time sending the invoice, but you've wasted time talking to the business owner. And now you guys, your relationship is kind of starting to get hindered a bit because they think that you are over invoicing them. You think they're being cheap and you're wasting time. All the while you're wasting time. Okay. Now, let's say you find the perfect company. Let's say that they're good. They have their phone systems in place. They're open all the time, all these different things, and it's going smooth. Okay. And you're like, yeah, this is going really good. Nick's wrong. Nope, Nick's not wrong. Because guess what's going to happen? Every single company in this world, literally in the entire planet, has a upper limit. Okay. What I mean by that is every company is going to tell you, send as many as you can. And you're going to sit there and go, I'm going to send so many leads to these guys. I'm going to give them so many leads and I'm going to make all this money. And every single company, there's going to come a point, there's going to come a time, there's going to come a number of leads that you're going to send that's going to be too many. Because Joe, he might be comfortable spending $1,500 a month and he might have the bandwidth and the sales team to go and run 15 jobs per month in addition to what he's doing. But once it gets to 20, those extra 5, maybe he didn't have a chance to get to them quick enough. And now it's just money he's spending. So what happens, guys, is there's going to be a certain threshold that you'll get to with these business owners where they can't handle any more leads. They're not comfortable spending any more money. They're not ready to grow. They're not excited to grow. They don't want to grow. And you've just reached that limit and there's nothing you can do about it. And it doesn't matter how good they are. There's going to become a limit. And then you have to make a decision. Now, do I have to go work with somebody else? What do I do about all these extra leads? They are going to try everything they can in their power to only get charged that $1,500 a month because that's the number they're comfortable with. That's the amount they're comfortable with. And at the end of the day, you guys are going to go back and forth. It's going to damage your relationship, going to waste a bunch of time. And it does, for the second time today, it does not scale. Okay. The time it takes to send out invoices, the time it takes to chase around money, the time it takes to get on calls. Was this a good lead? Was that a bad lead? Well, this one right here, we scheduled it, but then they canceled. Well, is that my fault? Well, it's not my fault. Well, sir, you're 2 weeks backed out. Hire more. Dude, the amount of freaking frustration this brought me would scare you guys.